Have you been invited out to play a round of disc golf with your coworkers? Maybe you've seen disc golf through your Instagram page. Maybe you just want to try a new hobby and you like hiking in the woods, you like throwing discs or frisbees, and you want to try something new. That's why I think you should try and play disc golf. So what is disc golf? Disc golf is just like ball golf, right? Or golf, where you play from a tee area. You make shots up until you get in the hole. Now, in disc golf, we have tee areas, but instead of hitting golf balls, is you throw discs. And those discs, you're going to throw them into a target. And to get the disc from the tee pad in as little throws as possible into the basket. Now there's a variety of different throws you can attempt to try and get the disc to the basket and in. And I'm sure I will cover those at some point. But today, let's just see how disc golf works. Now in disc golf, holes are played not in yards like regular golf. They're played with an amount of feet. So this hole I'm at here is a 160-foot par 3. Now what that means is that the score to try and get the disc into the basket is 3 shots. If you do better than that, you'll be under par by however many throws under 3 you are. And if you do over that, you'll be over that score by however many shots it takes you over 3. So let's try this hole out here. So 160 foot. I'm going to throw the disc and try and land it near the basket so it's easier to get in. And that was a decent shot. All right, let's see what shot 2 we're left with. Now, on my second shot, I have to take the disc from wherever it's placed. So the disc is here. I'm going to stand behind my disc and I'm going to attempt to make a throw into the basket. Now, just like with ball golf or golf, when you try and make that stroke into the basket, you're going to try and lighten up. It's not going to be like a full throw. It's going to be more for accuracy because I want to get in as little throws as possible. Now, you see how that hit the side of the cage there and it didn't go in. The disc the hole is not counted as completed until the disc hits the chains and stops or goes into the tray. So I can, for my third shot here, push the disc into the basket. It's held up by the chains. And I know that I achieved a score of 3 on that hole, which just means I parred the hole. Now in golf, you have different clubs that you use, like a 9-iron or a 4-wood. And what they do is they get the ball to a different variety of distances, right? Some shots you need more distance, some shots you need less. So in disc golf, we have something like that. We have different speeds of the disc, and depending on the speed of the disc, they can either fly further or they will fly shorter. Now, what I have here is I have a wizard. You can see it's got a very blunt profile. That's my putter, the slow speed. The middle speed for this is called a mid-range. They're a little bit thinner, thicker on the edge of the profile. And then finally, you have drivers. Now the drivers, you can really see they have a sort of, how do I put it, a very wide rim, right? The thicker the rim, the further it's going to fly. Now, just because you're throwing a driver on a hole doesn't mean it'll fly farther, especially if you're somebody new. Actually, a putter might fly just as far as a driver. So in hole 2 here, the basket's off to the left side. This is another short hole, about 188 feet. I'm going to try and get a disc to start on the right side and move to the left. So let's see if I can do that. So I should have another putt. Also, a quick side note, the disc that I just threw, this blue one here, is a putter. Just because it's called a putter doesn't mean you can't throw it. And honestly, for me, some of my most consistent flights are out of my putters. So with that there, took me 2 shots to get in the basket. I would have had a birdie on this hole. Now, you might be asking yourself, why would I want to play disc golf? And if you do want to play, how do you get started? Well, why do you want to play disc golf? Well, I'll say that disc golf is low expense. A lot of courses you don't have to pay for. Discs are pretty cheap compared to golf clubs and golf balls. It's a low cardio activity, means if you want to get into a new exercise, but you don't want to be like running, or you don't want to be like pick up a sport like basketball, this is pretty easy for everybody's fitness level to get into. You get to see amazing sights in nature, and you can meet a whole bunch of new people you wouldn't have gotten the chance to meet and make some new friends. Now, how do you get started? Well, there's a quick and easy way of looking at online, Google, where's the disc golf near me. But something I'd recommend is there's an app called UDisc. If you have a phone, you can download the app. It'll sync to your location, and it'll show you a map of all the closest disc golf courses in your area. And that's how you can get started. And I think everybody should try this sport at least once. All right, let's see how I do on this final hole. It'll be a send-off. Through everything. Ooh, a little far. All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you out on a disc golf course near me sometime soon. Peace.